Namaste, good morning, and welcome to Times Health Plus. I am Dr. Sneha Rathi. I am a musculoskeletal physiotherapist and a certified yoga teacher from the Yoga Institute, Santa Cruz, Mumbai. I combine the techniques of physiotherapy and yoga and give the best results to my patients through them. Today, we are going to talk about a topic that is a very important factor, but generally, we don't look into that area. But we do feel it on our daily basis. Okay, that is nothing but yoga for energy and vitality. So sometimes you might have noticed that we keep saying that I'm feeling low on energy, I'm feeling very high on energy, I'm feeling very energetic. Okay, so this kind of changes in the body keeps happening and we just can experience it or feel it. Okay, but how to manage this energy becomes a very important factor, which is very elaborately and beautifully described in the yoga. So yoga actually forms a very organized basis of energy management, which is a very important factor in our management of the human body and the mind. And that's why it's very important to understand the different steps of yoga that has been described in the literature. Okay, so that will really help you manage the energy well throughout the day. Now, why is this energy required, or what is this energy exactly? So energy is required for every basic function of the body, right from, if you talk about the basics of the different functioning of the organs, to the cellular repair function, okay, the healing function of the body, our immune system function, and the basics of our life function like breathing, okay, and the entire processes of digestion. Everything, every system requires the energy to function. So it is very important to manage this energy on a regular basis and to try to learn maximum of how you can make the utilization of energy in the best way. And which is why our yoga texts and literature tells us a very step by step process of energy management. Something like it goes to the basics. Something like yama and niyam are the first two steps, okay, which we might feel how is energy managed through them. But if you go to see and if you go to read the research on these topics, okay, how can a simple thing like violence affect our brain? Okay, it actually changes the chemical structure and wiring of the brain. How can a simple thing like following satya in life can affect our brain? Okay, there are many researches that are happening on these virtues which are there, which are followed in the first two steps of yoga. Okay, there are many researches which are happening and which are telling how the brain state is actually different when you are following these kind of virtues. Okay, so that is why yoga goes to the basics of mental health. It goes to the basics of how to manage the mind and thus manage the energy. I will give you a very simple example of how our mind state actually differs with the energy, or how they can influence each other. Some days when you are not interested in a particular work, you might feel low on energy. You might not be able to give your maximum to that particular work. But something that is your hobby, or that is of your interest, even if you are low on energy, if you want to go and do it, you will feel okay, I'm energetic, I can do this, right? So you see how our mind states or our thoughts can actually influence our energy states, and vice versa, our energy can influence our mind. And which is why this step by step following of different principles of yoga becomes so important. Going ahead, I would not get into much details of yama and niyam, but I will stick to what is the musculoskeletal basis of energy. That is how in the asanas you can employ your energy to do the right postures, to activate the right muscles, to give the right nerve signals. Okay, so for example, you are doing any particular asana, how you can direct your mind to activate the right muscles, that is very important, because it not just keeps you energetic, but it also helps you in conserving the energy. If you know what is the right places to focus on while doing the particular asana, you will be able to conserve the energy much more, rather than if you are unaware which muscles are to be activated or where you need to focus on, then it might be a little bit of scattered energy that is happening. Okay, so directing the nerve impulses, okay, that is going to strengthen your brain, as well as it is going to strengthen the nerve pathways that are going to the different muscles. So that is why I'm going to elaborate more on the asana part, but not to ignore the other aspect, that is pranayam. Okay, pranayam becomes a very important factor, as the word itself says, pranayam, which means control of life energy. So practicing pranayam is a very important step in order to control the energy. Okay, which is why you might have noticed whenever we are in a heightened emotional state, any kind of emotional state, our breathing tends to alter. Okay, if you go to see, if we are angry, or if we are sad, or even if we are happy, our breathing tends to change. And that is why pranayam, practicing pranayam or control of breath, can actually help in controlling our energy as well as controlling our emotional states. And through the emotional states, our muscle tension also changes. So we are actually also controlling the muscle tension in the body, the organ function in the body. So you understand how important is pranayam. And that's why you should always get aligned with the pranayam classes that happen during every week. Okay, so that is what is very important. And last but not the least, meditation practices become very, very important. Okay, because they help you in organizing your mind and actually conserving the energy and trying to help you get clarity of how you want to direct the energy. Just having energy is not enough. It should also help in building something up. It should also help in contributing in positive ways. And which is why we need to be very clear in the mind as to how we want to direct our energy. So that is very, very important. And meditation can help in calming the mind down and helping us decide the direction of our energy in our day to day life. Besides this, there are some other important factors like food and nutrition, because they are the building blocks of our energy. If we are not having the right kind of food, okay, we are not going to get the required energy to do our day to day activities, physical activities, our asana practice, each and everything that you say. Everything is also dependent on food and nutrition. And that's why it becomes a very, very important part. Next one is the sleep. So sleep is also a very important factor, because as you are utilizing the energy for your physical activities, you also need to store and replenish it by giving the adequate rest to the body. And which is why it's very important to get adequate rest and sleep. But if sleeping in the wrong hours, okay, do you think that during the day, if you sleep for 2 hours, it's going to make you feel energetic? Okay, I'm sure you have experienced that if you sleep for 2 hours, okay, in during the day, then what happens generally is that you tend to feel low on energy. Okay, you tend to feel very lethargic and lazy. And that's why it's very, very important that you have a good dincharya or a good day's schedule. Small, small things that you do in the day impacts your energy levels so much. You will realize that when you follow a very good day's schedule, you might feel productive and energetic throughout the day. But when you tend to follow an erratic day schedule, you will notice that your energy levels are not very great. Okay, you may be feeling lethargic throughout the day. Okay, so this is the level of intricate control that you need to have on your day to day life, so that you can feel energetic and productive throughout the day. So while I'm saying that, asanas are not just a thing which will manage your energy, but it's also very important to keep these small, small things in mind. Okay, processing your thoughts through different techniques that are there in yoga, something like anitya bhavna, pratipaksh bhavna that we learn in yoga. Practicing that on a daily basis can actually help us to direct our thoughts in the right way. And when we are thinking right, automatically our productivity is much, much better. Be it at work or at home or in our social circles, everywhere we will realize that our productivity is great when we are thinking right. I hope you can relate this with me. You might have experienced this on a very regular basis. In fact, we even kind of, when we are among the people who we don't really like much, we might feel low on energy. But when we are surrounded by inspiring people, we might actually feel very energetic. That's the amount of, how much the energy can get affected. So we need to have the right control of energy and the right basis of energy management in our day-to-day life. Now we will go on to the aspects of the aspects that I usually touch. So I'm going to cover this in three parts. One is we are going to understand the musculoskeletal basis of energy. So I'm just going to explain how muscle tightness and how muscle strength can actually influence our energy levels, okay, or how much utilization of energy that is happening. Second one, we are going to understand the breath and body coordination and connection, how it is going to help in actually utilizing the optimum amount of energy. And last but not the least, we are going to go through an energizing yoga sequence, okay, where we are going to cover a few asanas, something like Surya Namaskar, which can actually build the energy and vitality. All right, so let's start first by understanding how tightnesses and weaknesses can influence the body while we are going through the energizing yoga sequence. So let's start by standing up, and we are going to go for conditioning. So we stand with legs together, look at one point in front of you. We are going to do Sthit Prarthanasana. So first we are trying to gather all the scattered energy and trying to get our mind to the present situation. So we are going to look at one point, join the hands in front of your chest. Now slowly, when you are ready, you can close your eyes. If you're not confident enough or of maintaining the balance, you can keep your eyes open, fixed at one particular point. Now try to breathe normal. Slowly get all your attention towards your body and your breath. Allow your mind to calm down and focus. Once you're ready, you can slowly relax your hands and open your eyes. We are going to start with the warm up. So we take a 1 foot distance between the feet, and slowly we are going to work on all the joints just to be ready for the asanas. So we go with our neck up and down. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Now we turn our head to either sides. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Now drop your neck to either sides. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. Now turn your arm, rotate your arm fully, make big circles. 2, 3, with full control. 4. So throughout the movement, I'm having the muscular control. 6, 7. And now back to forward. 1, 2. So not at any point I'm losing the control of my arm. 3. It's a very conscious effort that I'm making. 4, 5, 6, 7. And we go for the other arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And back to forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're going to rotate our wrist. So make full circles. 1. Again, full control of the movement. 2. Defining the movement completely. 3, 4. You're trying to direct your wrist in the right direction. 5, 6, 7. And other way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So over here, as you could see, my elbows were straight throughout the movement. I was not keeping my elbows bent and doing the movement. So I'm very clear in my mind as to what movement I am expecting. The more clear you are in the mind about the movement map that you're going to execute, the right amount of energy will be directed to those muscles, and you will be able to perform the asanas much better and much more clearly. All right. So this was the wrist movement. Now let's do rotations. So we hold our hands and we twist either sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now we are going to move our hip. So we lift our hip up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we are going to rotate our ankle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For the other foot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if you notice, when I'm rotating my ankle, okay, only my ankle is moving. Okay, I'm not moving the entire hip. So the more clear you are with that movement, that only the ankle has to rotate, you will actually develop that intricate control of keeping the other joints stable and just moving the ankle. So make sure whatever movements you're doing, you are very clear with the idea of that particular movement. Now we are going to start with some asanas which are actually going to help us understand better how our energy can be, how we can feel more energetic. So we are going to first start with Ekpadasana. So we stand on one foot, keep the other foot on the inner thigh, join our hands and look at one point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Slowly relax and release. Okay, it's very important that you focus your eyes at one point in front of you. Stay there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And slowly relax. Once again, we keep our right foot on the inner thigh. Stand erect, elevate yourself and balance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And slowly relax. Again, doing it on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. Such single leg weight bearing asanas are very important to develop the grounding, okay, the connection with the ground. Because all the asanas that we are going to do in this standing, we are actually having a lot of contact with the ground. So we are trying to now understand the basics of grounding of the foot, how the small muscles of the foot can actually develop that connection with the ground and help you balance better in your day-to-day life. I'll give you a simple example how musculoskeletal system can affect the energy. If your balance is very good, automatically the energy utilization is less. Okay, because not a lot of muscles are required to balance constantly. But if your balance is not very good, you will have to use a lot of your proximal muscles, a lot of your muscles to balance yourself for even a normal walking or normal standing. That will greatly increase your energy utilization and you might feel tired at the end of the day. So, always training your balance becomes very, very important. Let's do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and slowly down. You can always hold the wall, okay, if you are tending to lose the balance. Okay, so you can go with the wall support as well. Let me show that to you. If you want, you can touch your back to the wall and then do the asana. That is also fine. If you want to do it with little support, you can just place one hand and then try to do the asana. So that is also possible. You can do that way also. Okay, so take support of your hand and then just try to balance. While you're doing that, try to push your foot on the ground, try to elongate yourself, keep all your muscles active when you are doing this so that they get used to that particular asana. Okay, so it's very important that you can use support, but you need to make sure that you are simultaneously also activating all the muscles of the leg that you are standing on. All right, so this was about Ek Padasan. Now let's go on to another one. Another important factor required for your energy mechanisms. That is a very good and open rib cage is very, very important because oxygenation is an important factor of your energy management. And which is why we are going to do a particular asana which is going to stretch and open the rib cage from the sides, and which is nothing but Konasana 2. So we keep our hands by the side, take about 2.5 foot distance between the feet. Take your hand up just beside your ear. Keep your neck straight and steady. Now slowly start bending sideways and try to open the rib cage on this side. Stay there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and slowly back. Now let's do it on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and back. Now, you imagine how important it is to have a resilient and an open rib cage, okay? A flexible rib cage. Because when you're breathing in and breathing out, the movement in the rib cage should not be very stiff to not allow the breathing, okay? It should be very resilient and compliant to allow your movement to take place. And which is why opening or mobilizing the rib cage through the different asanas is so, so important if you want to manage your energy levels. Okay, let's do it again. This time we will talk about breathing also. So take your hand up, inhaling. 1, 2, 3. Stretch your hand upwards. Stay there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. The other side. Inhale, stretch your hand up. 1, 2, 3. Stay there, breathe normal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. All right. Now, whenever I'm saying it's about breathing normal in between, it's because I want to see how much amount of muscle work you are actually putting in. I'll give you an example. If you are lifting a glass of water and if you're lifting a 1 kg suitcase or a bag, okay, I'm sure you know that it requires different amount of muscle activation. A glass of water might not need so much of a muscle strength and force, but a 1 kg suitcase might need a more amount of muscle force, and which is why breathing becomes important. If you are breathing during the asana, you can actually check the recruitment of muscles and slowly alter it. Okay, whereas if you're not conscious of your breathing, then you may not even be conscious about the amount of contraction that is happening in your muscles. So let's do it once again. Take your hand up. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Stay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Other side. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Stay there with normal breathing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Okay, over here I'm keeping my pelvis absolutely stable and trying to mobilize the upper half of the body, if you see very carefully. So try to get that movement map very clear in your mind as to where we need the movement. Okay, so some of the work is directed towards the pelvis and the other is towards stretching the upper body. Okay, let's do it once again with this consciousness. Take your hand up. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Stay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Other side. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Stay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. So this was about Konasana 2. Next, we are going to go for Surya Namaskar, which involves different steps, okay, that are going to happen and a lot of control of the different muscles as well as lot of stretches. So we are going to start with the Surya Namaskar. First, I'll just explain the steps and then with breathing and counts. So in the first round, let's see how to do the Surya Namaskar. So you stand in front of the mat, join your hands, keep your body erect. Sthit Prathanasana. Now slowly you take your hands up and bend a little backwards. Slowly bend forward. Now keep one leg forward. Keep your hands down, one leg forward and one leg back. Foot flat, knee on the ground, and slowly push yourself forward from the pelvis. Try to look straight or a little up. Open your chest in front. Now slowly keep both the legs behind and go into downward facing dog position. Keep your heels on the ground, hands pushing your hips up towards the ceiling. Now slowly lower your knee down, chest down, chin down. Stay in this position. Glide your knees straight and go into Bhujangasana. Now slowly go back into downward facing dog position. Again, lift your other leg up and keep it forward, knee down, foot pointing out, and slowly push your chest to open in front. Now, get both the feet together, bend forward. Now, hands and ears together, rise up, bend backwards, and slowly Namaskar Mudra. All right, we are going to do, this was only half the round. We are going to do the other half also. Just repeating it so that you remember the steps very clearly. Legs together, hands in front of the chest. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale and exhaling, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Such a beautiful sequence with the right kind of breathing. Okay, if you are unable to do any particular posture, you can first practice it exclusively and then go for that posture on a regular basis. But Surya Namaskar is a very energizing practice since it requires a lot of flow from one pose to the other. It will also train your muscles very intricately. Okay, I'll give you a simple example why stretching is so important for energy conservation. What happens is, if I have a particular muscle tight, the first thing that happens is the tight means the length is a little short. Okay, in that case the muscle will not be able to generate adequate amount of force, so it will put into recruitment the other muscles around. Okay, so that is why length is directly proportional to force of contraction. So that is why flexibility or stretching becomes so important, that you have the adequate length of the muscle so that it can contract enough and generate the right amount of force, and it does not have to put the other muscles surrounding into force. Okay, so that's very important that you do stretching. Plus, if a muscle is tight, it won't allow the opposite movement to happen very easily. Okay, so if my hamstrings are tight, I might not be able to lift my leg up very easily because my hamstrings are going to restrict this particular movement. Okay, so then it becomes very important that you stretch your hamstrings on a regular basis so that this movement will not use that much amount of energy to overcome the tightness of the hamstrings. Okay, so flexibility becomes so important, and Surya Namaskar is not just going to give you strength, but it is also going to give you the flexibility. So let's do it once again. Now, this time we will also hold each posture for 10 counts so that we understand how much muscle recruitment is required. So let's go. Stand in front of the mat. Sthit Prarthanasan. Stay there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. Stay there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. Normal breathing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale and exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm also making you hold the postures because you will get the time to correct or make your postures more perfect as you are holding it. Okay, because you can make the micro adjustments when you're holding the posture. Let's do it once again. The other half. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale and exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Slide your knees down. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sit Prarthanasana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And relax. Okay, so this was how you can do it with holds. Okay, you can also do a flow, but you need to work on the smooth transition. Okay, so you have to make sure slowly and steadily your transitions become more and more smoother. Okay, your whole time becomes better and better. So such things you can work on when you are doing Surya Namaskar. Let's see with a continuous flow of asanas. So now this time we do it without holds, but we try to make the transition very slow, smooth, and nice. Okay, so let's do it. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Complete each and every movement. Take that much time to do it. Exhale, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. All right, so we have done a flow, half of the Surya Namaskar. Now let's do the other half, leading with the left leg. I am giving enough time for the muscles to make full movements and complete the movement with grace. Okay, so let's do it. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. All right, so we have done a series of Surya Namaskar different ways. Okay, now if you see, the slower the movement, more control you need, okay, of the different muscles, okay, and the more smoother it is, the better your neuromuscular system is trained to control the movement, and which is why you can take it as slow as possible. I know I'm talking against the trend. Okay, generally people prefer doing fast Surya Namaskars, but we can first train our neuromuscular system to understand the slow controlled movement. Okay, once we have mastered that, maybe then we can go for a little faster variation. This will prevent a lot of injuries happening while performing Surya Namaskars. Okay, let's go on for some sitting asanas now. So I'm going to sit down. Okay, the first one is Parvatasana. Okay, why I focus so much on Parvatasana is because it's a very good posture correcting asana. Okay, if your posture is erect, it kind of helps in lot of energy management, and that is why Parvatasana is so important. You can either do it in Sukhasana, or if it is possible for you, you can assume a Padmasana position. Now, inhaling, raise your hands up, join, stay there, try to push your hands up, make sure you have joined the palms properly. Neck is easy, stay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale 1, 2, 3. Okay, again, let's do it once again. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Stay there 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale 1, 2, 3. One more time. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Stay 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale 1, 2, 3. All right, so this was about Parvatasana. Next, let's go on to another variation. That is nothing but Ushtrasana, okay, or the camel posture. I'm going to show you a variation of that, okay, and not the classic Ushtrasana that we do, just so that you understand how you can achieve the final pose. So it's like a preliminary pose that you can practice, but it's very important because it's going to create opening of the rib cage from the front. We already did the side opening. Now let's see the front opening. Okay, because backward bending asanas are very energizing asanas. So we go on a kneeling position. Now we slowly take a hand, rotate it, place it on the heel. Take the other hand up, stretch your body up and stay there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Slowly come back. Now we do it on the other side. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, come back. Okay, we'll do it once again. This is a chest opening asana, a backward bending asana. Turn your arm up and behind. Lift up, stretch up, chest open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come back and we do it on the other side. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come back and relax. We can go into Balasana. Just forward bend and relax. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And come back. So it's very important that you also relax and do a counter pose, okay, so that the stress on the back is relieved. Okay, it will also contribute to the bhava of vairagya, okay, or surrender. Let's do one more round of Ushtrasana. So go on your Ushtrasana variation. So go on your knees, slowly turn and place your hand on the heel, one hand up, stay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come back. Let's do it on the other side. Place your hand on the heel. Look up. My chest is in the center, not leaning towards one side. 3, 4, 5, 6. Come back. And now slowly go into Balasana. Relax. 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6.
And come back. All right, so this was about a backward bending pose. Now let's go on to another pose, which is twisting. Okay, twisting is very important, and as much as possible, you need to cover most of the muscles. So most of the muscles, if they are put into use while you are planning your asana practice, that will actually help in helping all the muscles to stay active, and that will actually help in conserving your energy, because maximum muscles are active and trained, that will actually make it more energy efficient. Okay, any particular movement. Let's go for sitting vakrasana. So you sit with legs straight, back erect as much as possible. Now slowly take your hands up to the shoulder level. Inhale, exhaling twist. Inhaling back, exhaling twist. Inhaling back and exhaling down. Over here, there are a number of things that are happening. You have to keep your core active. You need to keep your obliques active. You need to keep your back muscles active. That's going to actually train your core really well. So it's a very good asana to keep your core very active. Let's do it once again. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. All right, so this was Vakrasana. We are not doing it in this position, okay, as it's going to strain our lower back. So if in case you are not able to sit erect, you need to first practice sitting erect and then probably attempt this. Doing it in this position can be injurious to the back, okay. So let's do it once again. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. All right, so this was sitting Vakrasana. Next, let's go for a weight bearing pose, okay, because we haven't done any in the sitting position. So we're going to keep our hands behind, and we're going to perform Purvottanasana, okay, just to activate the muscles of the shoulders and the back. So let's do it. Inhaling, lift the hips up, push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling, relax. Okay, so this is actually going to put a lot of shoulder muscles to work, as well as the glutes. Okay, so that's a very important thing to do. Once again, inhale, 1, 2, 3. Stay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Okay, most of the times what happens is we fail to put our upper limbs to weight bearing position, and this is also a very important aspect to be targeted. Let's do it once again. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Stay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. All right, so this was Purvottan Asana. In case if you have any shoulder pain or wrist pain, then it's better to avoid doing this particular asana, because there is a lot of weight bearing on the wrist and hands in this particular position. Let's go on for some asanas in the lying down position. So we are going to turn on our side and lie down. Okay, we're going to perform Setu Bandhasana. So you keep your feet about shoulder width apart, the hands by the side. Inhaling, push your hips up and stay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. and slowly down. Now understand where all you are trying to focus while you are doing this particular pose. Try to utilize your leg muscles and back muscles equally and do this. We do it again. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Stay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and down. 1, 2, 3. One more time. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Stay there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. All right. Next, we can do for a leg raise, a bilateral leg raise. We're going to keep our hands below the hips, okay, just so that the back is safe. Now, slowly raise both the legs up and try to hold this position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Slowly lower your legs down. With the hands below the hips, it's going to be easier for your back. Okay, let's do it once again. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and slowly down. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and slowly down. All right, let's go on for some asanas in the prone lying position. So you can turn on your abdomen. And we are going to do Bhujangasana. We already did Bhujangasana, in the Surya Namaskar. So we can do Shalabhasana. Okay, again, one of the very energizing asanas. You keep your chin on the ground, raise your leg straight up, hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down, the other leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down. Once again, exhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. One more time. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale and exhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, what most commonly happens in Shalabhasana is, in order to do more, I see many a times that people tend to raise their leg a lot by actually twisting their body. If you are doing that, you are actually putting a lot of unnecessary strain on your lower back, as well as trying to recruit or use a lot of muscles that is going to use a lot of energy, okay, without giving you much advantage. So it's very important that you try to keep your pelvis grounded when you are performing Shalabhasana, and try to raise leg one at a time. Okay, so that's how you can do Shalabhasana more effectively rather than trying to achieve a lot of range. Okay, it's better to have more control than range. Okay, now let's relax in Makarasana position. So we keep our toes together, heels apart, hands interlocked, and head turned to one side, and just relax. Allow your breathing to come down to normal. Once you are relaxed, you can slowly turn on one side and get up. So this was a practice that you can do. Okay, it's not that if you do the asanas really fast, then it's going to be more energizing or something. But even if you perform it with a good control and a smooth mechanism, you train your body to understand the small nuances of the movement, then also it's going to be very energy conserving in the long run. Okay, and it's going to be very effective because your body and your mind will be more aware of the small movements of the body, how to control them. It can actually help in relieving a lot of injuries, okay, avoiding a lot of injuries. And if you have so much control of the body, your movements automatically becomes very smooth and easy. Okay, so that's why this is also a good way to train your body to do the optimum utilization of energy. With this, I come to the task of the week, which is nothing but you can practice 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar that we did, okay, at your own pace. And you can click a picture or upload a video of it on Instagram and tag Times Health Plus. Also, do follow Times Health Plus on their YouTube and Instagram channels for more tips and recommendations related to yoga. So I hope you understand the smallest of details of how to conserve the energy using your breath, using your neuromuscular control, your awareness with the movement that you're doing. The best part about asanas is it brings you to the present moment. It does not allow you to waste your thoughts thinking more about the past or the future. It actually gets you to the present moment, okay, which will help you conserve a lot of energy. Okay, so that was it for today. I don't think if there are any questions. Nipunji, can you hold if losing balance on this asana of single leg standing? Yes, Nipunji, single leg standing, any asana, you can start with taking support of the wall and slowly, you can wean yourself off as you start getting the confidence that you've got the muscle control required, the awareness required to stand on one leg. Okay, but it's a good idea to practice. Practice is actually going to build the energy required, and it is actually going to help you develop a better neuromuscular control. All right, so I think that that's about it. That was it for today. We'll see you next time. Until then, stay present, move gently, and make sure you take care of yourself. Thank you and namaste.